Please, language. It's live.
Well, I think there's a. I think
Do not swear.
I think you gotta give fair warning when you start a live. You know,
I
don't want to look up and see a live stream.
Well, you know what? That could happen at any moment. There's surveillance everywhere. We're actually just checking in with you guys very briefly to let you know. A lot of people have been chiming in about something that we started talking about earlier on in the day, which was that something important, which is that when we rented this car, we prepaid for a full tank of gas. So, obviously,
oh, yeah. How are we doing?
Obviously, well, let's check in, everybody. Let's flip this around. So, we have not yet fueled. We have not fueled up. I say yet, but that's a defeatist attitude. We've not fueled up.
We won't fuel up.
And that's where we are. You can see
under quarter tank.
We're less than a quarter of a tank. We have quite a ways to go today.
If we run out of gas before Cincinnati,
we're going to need your help.
We're going to run out of gas before Cincinnati, and someone's going to up.
At this point, it feels like a point of pride that we not fill up our tank at all, because we prepaid for this tank of gas. So we're going to stick it to budget rental car.
Yep.
We are going to bring them just a tank with only vapors left in it. In fact, we should do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're going to give it so that when they go to turn the car back on,
it should not start because it's empty.
It will not start.
Ideally, we will stall out as we coast into the parking spot back at budget rental car.
If we have to push the car into budget rental car, that's fine.
Even if we have to push the car for 15 or 20 miles.
I think that what we're aiming for is we get close to budget rental car.
We would rather abandon the car somewhere along the side of the road than fill it up with fuel.
Or bring it back to budget rental car with any fuel in it.
Exactly.
We're going to have to go around the block quite a few times if we need to, but right now it looks like we're on
track to not make it.
To Cincinnati.
Yep.
We're on track to probably be somewhere lost on the side of this road between here and Cincinnati within the next hour.
Well,
I hope
It's amazing when you get so poetic like that.
You know, fuck you, I'm driving, Misha. I have things to pay attention to.
That takes all of your mental attention. Speaking of which, I'm going to put on my...
That also was brilliant.
That's a bad sign.
So, you rocked Dayton. That was great.
That was great. Yeah, another thing I wanted to point out is I was driving earlier. I drove for a couple of hours, and I didn't have any we refer to as traffic incidents. And then Darius, as we were pulling out of Dayton just now, you were at the helm, as you can see. You're driving, and you pulled out into traffic and blocked the oncoming lanes of traffic for about 2 minutes, and then ran over one of those large orange construction poles.
Yeah.
Which actually we haven't yet surveyed the damage to our vehicle, but my guess is that it's substantial.
Well, it's the closest we might come to off-roading today.
I'm also glad that we declined the insurance.
Yeah, because that's a rip-off.
Well, yeah, but assuming you don't crash it,
which is always the case.
If you don't damage the car, it's a total waste of money. However, if you do damage the car, it would have been nice to have the coverage. Like if you're going to go running over all of those construction poles. You know what I mean?
I guess I know what you mean. The thing about accidents is that they come, when you least expect them. You don't expect necessarily damage when you're running over construction poles.
I don't like that you're talking about accidents. I wish we could knock on wood right now.
Misha brings up an idea that we had. This was well before apps. This is in like 1962 or something. That while you're driving, you frequently want to knock wood, and there's no wood.
Like if you say something like, "Well, we haven't gotten in an accident yet today," and you say something like that, you should knock on wood. But a lot of times, oh man, I think we're sideways again. God damn it!
Why did someone just tell you that you're a moronic cinematographer? I've been hearing all day.
Are we sideways, people? I don't know how to not make it sideways.
You know, it's something about the locked mechanism. Pull up the controls on that.
Now it's not sideways. You can see because it's oriented with the words.
Do this, and do that thing.
Yep.
And then unlock.
Oh, you had the thing locked. Why'd you lock it? Don't mess with my phone, please.
Still not working, right?
We're sideways, someone says. Okay, so I'm sorry, guys. Darius locked the phone in sideways.
You know what, Misha? This is not the time or the place to be blaming me for your technical issues. Again. Yeah, that looks actually really good.
Don't look at the camera. Don't look at this.
That looks really good.
Well, it's been an exciting day in Ohio. Thank you guys for being so awesome here. We're on our way right now to Cincinnati. If we stop along the way and see anything cool, we'll loop you in. Is there anything else that you feel compelled to share?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I feel like it's time for us to hang up.
Oh really?
Yeah, is it not?
Oh, I was just warming. The reason I wasn't saying a lot in the beginning was because I was going to say a lot at the end.
Okay, now is the end.
Yeah, that's all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump back on right before our next location.
I have to get closer to you because we're in
Any excuse.
Portrait. This is Portrait. We were in landscape before. Now we're in Portrait because it's the only way I know to not be sideways.
It's the only excuse he could come up with to be closer to me.
Well, I could have just moved over.
Which I get. Well, you didn't have an excuse or a rationale.
Do we have people asking us questions? Potentially you can get 35 miles a gallon on a 4-cylinder engine. I think that someone's advocating for us to drive more efficiently if we want to try to make it all the way to Cincinnati on less than a quarter tank of gas.
I like that they're doing the calculations.
Yeah, actually, I wonder what a 4Runner's average highway mileage is if we could make it.
I'm coasting right now, by the way.
Nice work.
Coasting.
God.
It's
in spite of what people say about you, you actually do come through every once in a while.
Why the sigh? Oh, you're reading?
I was reading. Yeah.
We're looking for some good questions, people. Bring them.
Would you both travel to Australia? Would we both?
Probably at separate times.
Yeah, not together.
we both go there.
Scooch up. There we go. That's better, right there.
I think it's more.
Don't look at Actually, don't look at that.
I'm not looking at it.
Yeah, you are. So
I am not. You know what? I'm a skilled driver, and if I happen to glance that direction, it's really me checking the lane, not so much the phone. Because I don't do that.
You just did it.
Once. It's getting dark here early. 5:40.
Bad traffic here, someone says. Someone apologizes for not being able to come. Why don't you take a bike trip to Mexico? I actually did a bike trip with my wife in Mexico. It was a total fiasco. You should do a supernatural world tour. Would you come to Ireland? What do you think of Republicans voting Democratic? Great question.
That came up in Dayton.
That came up in Dayton. Somebody said, I am a lifetime Republican and I am voting Democratic this election. I think that's awesome. And I also think that this election is not about Republican. And this presidential election is not a question of Republican and Democrat. It's honestly a question of good versus evil.
You can even, if you have a problem with the idea of good or you have issues with Hillary, that's fine. It's just something versus evil. It's just, there is evil.
There's evil.
And it's easy. It's all come out of Trump's mouth. I don't know why there's any argument about that. He's saying he's evil. And all we got to do is listen. He said it right from the beginning. Comes down an escalator and calls Mexicans rapists. It's just all coming out of his mouth. Keep the Muslims out of the country. How is he even allowed to run for president?
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe we're having this conversation. The question is this is the way it's going to be in future elections. Every time someone's just going to run as a fascist now because it really works for the news cycle. Just run as you know how to win? Run as a fascist. It's a great new strategy.
Yeah.
All you got to do is announce that you're a fascist every minute of every day, and you're going to pretty much absorb all news cycles.
I hate to say it, but I mean, if we wanted to ever run for office on to get together. We could try that.
You could try running as a flasher. You could probably absorb some news.
That is actually a good way to get to steal the thunder of the fascists, because the fascists would get up and start stumping, and then you would just flash, and you would steal their limelight.
All right.
It's a perfect idea.
I know. It's fighting fire with fire.
Yep.
It's making a mountain out of a molehill.
Well, I wouldn't call it a molehill.
You know, I feel like the Brits right now must be freaking out because they just went through this and they lost. Can you imagine? They all say it. Oh, we went to bed and we were feeling all so good about it. I'm sorry to do that.
Everything was
all right. We were going to win, and then we woke up and everything was completely fucked. We were just absolutely fucked, and we didn't think if we went to bed and didn't vote that we'd be all right. And then we woke up with our porridge, a little hot porridge, and we were fucked. And all that Brexity stuff happened. Well, it could happen here, right? Mish?
Right.
Lizzie, you were reading?
Nope. I mean, you know the nice thing about that accent is that you can do it and it's not offensive. It's one of the few accents that you can do and not be offensive. It's really great.
That's true.
Yep.
If we were to go Irish or Scottish, it would offend people.
Very offensive. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they were sitting there and just lying in bed, wondering what was going to happen across the way. And then they said, boy, sure hope those Brits stay in the Union. And they woke up in the morning and they rolled over and they saw their porridge and they said,
They also eat porridge there? It's all porridge. All
have you ever heard of Irish steel oats? Man, are you fucking daft?
You sound like you sound
they
like
woke up in the morning. I'm a leprechaun.
You sound like a Lucky Charms commercial.
And so did the Scots. Woke up in the morning and they pulled on their kilt and they rolled over and they looked at their porridge and they said, what the fucking hell is going on here? Why the fucking hell did those motherfucking Brits just vote their way out of the goddamn EU? Is that the way they'd say it? EU. I think they have porridge too. Have you ever heard of Scottish oats? Scottish cut oats, yeah, the Scottish cut oats are great. They're great. But that could happen here too. Could roll over like in Boston. Or, you know, what's a good American accent? Let's go. We've done Maine. We've done Boston. Someone's going to wake up on Wednesday morning in Boston and go, oh my fucking God. I can't fucking believe that we went.
Such an unbelievable pisser.
What a wicked fucking problem we're in right now. A fucking quagmire. We're in a fucking quagmire the size of fucking Rhode Island, which is actually one of the smallest states, but big for a quagmire. As far as problems go, if it's the size of fucking Rhode Island, it's pretty fucking big. It's a large quagmire. It's heavy fucking duty, is what it is. It's heavy fucking duty.
So you see what I have to put up with here. You get it, guys.
They're starting to
you're starting to get the picture here, right? All right, guys.
Remember when we used to go into pizza places and you'd pretend you were Russian?
I don't.
So we could get pizza?
Yeah, I remember that. Actually, we could try that now. That's the one problem when people recognize you, you can't do that. I actually did that recently. Did I tell you this story? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did tell you. Saying yes, I've already heard the story is a great way to have.
Whenever Misha asked me, did I tell you that story?
Oh. Yeah, you probably did. I definitely don't want to hear it.
I just can't bear it. Not again. No, what'd you do? Let me hear it again.
I was in a restaurant, and for some reason, I decided I was going to pretend that I was a Russian tourist, and I started ordering. You have on menu. You have no vodka sour sauce. What you substitute? What is best way to bring a spicy drink? And the woman looked at me like, "You're such a douchebag."
Well,
I know who you are.
He was right about that.
Well, no. Hear me out. Don't hear me out. It wasn't. I mean, it's douchey when they know that you're an American and that you're just being an obnoxious prick.
I think your point, though, is that it's difficult to do it when people recognize you, and I understand that, but you really have to completely embody the Russian.
You're thinking that my impersonation just wasn't good enough?
Yeah. Yeah.
If it was good enough, they wouldn't have recognized me.
They don't recognize me when I talk like an Irish guy. They say who's the bearded leprechaun. Eating the Irish oats.
That's true. You have a fair point.
Yeah.
You won that round.
It's obvious I'm embodying the impersonation a little better than you are. Oh man. But I will tell you that we will not go the way of the fucking EU. We will not do... No, I'm sorry. We will not go the way of the Brits, of Brexit, if you will. We will not do it. We will not wake up on Wednesday with our porridge and feel bad about the choices we did or did not make.
If you want to, I don't know.
If I want to speed up. Is that what you're saying? We were thinking actually it would be... I already said that. We would want to get pulled over in order to talk to some other people. So it might be worth it. How fast am I going? 80. That's got to be okay. That has to be okay. That's within the realm of reason.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yep.
That's within the realm
It's
of
double
reason.
digits. It's double digits. It's not triple.
Exactly. So, where were we before we got so rudely interrupted by that Russian guy? You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oh man, Darius, good cinematographic move.
Well, you know, this way you get a little sun flare in the
That's
corner.
nice.
Not that I'm looking.
No, you're not.
What are any interesting questions still coming up? Go.
Would you ever come to Kansas City, Missouri?
Oh, that is interesting.
Absolutely.
It's probably not that far away because America's pretty tight, right? We could probably be
Yep,
there.
people are weighing in on your speed.
83, 79. But people, before you start judging me, recognize the fact that we wouldn't even yet be to Dayton
If we weren't speeding.
if we weren't speeding.
Yeah, this is actually not, we're not trying to set an example here. We're just trying to get somewhere on time.
We're not trying to say it's okay to speed, but what we are saying is when you go faster in a car, you get there more quickly.
Yeah, but you should probably slow down.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, what else? Got a question for us?
How did you guys meet? Oh, it is such a sweet story. We met in 7th grade. Darius was a new kid at the school. I had been there for 1 year. And we immediately, I think it's fair to say, right off the bat.
No, there was no question. We
strongly disliked each other. There was a real repulsion between the two of us. How do we break through that, though?
Well,
it's true.
Yeah, I mean, I think that many things have gone wrong if given enough time.
Fair.
And that's pretty much what happened with us. We were steady and consistent in our dislike for one another for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we, unfortunately, the tragic hands of time ticked by and we started liking each other.
Yep. I think we essentially were worn down.
Yeah,
We were worn down and we were out of options.
Honestly, I think it was...
You don't have to be honest.
Yeah, we were discussing earlier how our least favorite phrase might be if I'm being honest. As if we are generally not being honest. I nominate if I'm being honest as the worst phrase and killing time. I'm just killing time. Stop fucking killing time. We don't want to kill time. That's disgusting. What do we want to do with time, Misha? What did we talk about earlier?
Nurture it. Cradle it. Love it. Not kill it?
Not kill it. Not kill it. So how did we meet? I don't know what the actual
That's a great question.
was.
We have no recollection. We can't. It was certainly not a memorable occasion.
What do we got?
Somebody keeps commenting. Come to Sicily. We have cannoli, which feels a little off point, but thank you. You should visit us in Winchester, Ohio. It's only 20 minutes away. Well, shit, we should. Guys, come to Grove City. I'd love to. All right. Well, we're saying hi. Well, guys, your comments aren't really great. Yeah, I'm wearing a seatbelt.
It's hard to respond to an emoji.
See, that's my seatbelt. The person that's asking if I'm wearing a seatbelt. I'm just leaning a little bit.
They asked you that last time we were live streaming. It's nice how much people care for your safety.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna try to be safe and stop streaming while we drive. All right. We're gonna be in Cincinnati shortly. Those of us who are meeting us there, see you very soon.
Bye.
Bye. No, don't look at him.
Because you're an asshole. You're fucking pretending that we're not live streaming.